Good morning and welcome to this very special edition of Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool with myself, Ed, and Ash. Good morning, Ash.
Good morning.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning and we're on our way to Who on the Wirral, and it wouldn't be a trip to Who on the Wirral if we didn't stop at this particular Tesco's. Somewhere on the Wirral. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
So by this stage, Edged have already done the welcome from the car. Welcome to Bow Ties Sometimes Cool. I didn't really say very much on this day. I'm more the tech guy, but you loved it, Ed. You loved it, Ed. And James, you looked a happy man as well.
I was a happy man. I don't mind confessing. It's wrong to say I wasn't looking forward to it. I was, but it's been a long, long time. Not only since I've been to a convention, a long time since I've been in a room with that many people, and I was really not looking forward to close contacts and that kind of stuff. But I had a lovely time. I think the venue was great. It was a lovely day outside, so going out and getting a breather wasn't an issue. The attendees were lovely. The guests were fantastic, and the organisers were a dream. So I had a lovely time.
Great stuff. Good. Nice to hear. Yeah, it was a fantastic day. Well, Ed, shortly after we were in the car, we actually arrived at the venue pretty quickly after that, actually, and put the wheel to rights in the car whilst we're waiting for someone else to arrive. But what I was going to say was, and obviously we're going to have a little chat now about all of it, but I mean, I really loved the day. I think this will come up. The theme will come up again and again and again during this particular episode. Is that it's clearly not, for want of a better phrase, and to copy it, a money making machine. It's done for the fans. It's a wonderful day, and the fact that the guests are so open and they're just kind of mixing and socializing with us as well. Fraser Hyde came up to me at one point and started asking me something, and I was like, "Hello, Mr. Pines." I was thinking, I don't even know why. I'm just not used to that. Perhaps he thought I was staff, like proper staff, but maybe not. Maybe I just thought I looked important. But I really loved it. And Edward, you excelled yourself. Edward, hosting a panel on the stage, albeit with a few techie issues, which were not your fault, but those got ironed out fairly quickly. So what was your day like then, Ed? As the
Well, it's a long, long time since I've been on the other side at an event like this. This is my fourth Fans Like Us convention. First went in 2012 when they did Jackrabbit Slims, went in 2018, went last year with your good self, Ash, and then this year, fair play to the guys. They've trusted us and they've invited us to be staff and to do a little episode on their day. So seeing it from the other side, yeah, I think it was 97 the last time I actually was hosting a panel. That was the New Adventures and BBC Books panel I hosted at Monopticon. But Simon Fisher Becker to be given, an actor to interview in front of people was wow. Thank you so much, Fans Like Us, for trusting me with that. I hope you like the questions there. Simon seemed really pleased with the questions. So yeah, it was an honor to be able to do that. The day itself, it's really great wandering around, speaking to the attendees and the organizers and, the people with the stores, the merchandisers. I mean, the organizers have done enough talking to the guests. I thought, well, I'll talk to the fans. I'll talk to the merchandise people. Really fascinating chat with target artist Jeff Cummins, who happens to be from a similar part of the world to myself. We know similar sort of areas, and he's agreed to come on to have a chat about his art at a later date. He was quite surprised how much I enjoyed, how much I liked the cover he did for a book called Sky Pirates in the 90s. Said first chat we had was he didn't like it because of the perspectives. I said, well, no, Jeff, it goes with the feeling of the book. And when I was reading the book in the 90s, it sort of felt like if this was ever made for television, it would be done in the style of the cartoon of Yellow Submarine, which got me on to speaking to him about his work with Paul McCartney, but we'll save that for the actual show that Jeff's on. The day, I think, was paced incredibly well. The attendees were allowed to settle, panel break, panel lunch, panel break, panel, and then, yeah, brilliant. Everyone got an autograph. Everyone got to meet their heroes. Really interesting talking to Andrew, saying that they try to make this convention as inclusive as possible because there are people, who don't like crowds, who don't feel comfortable queuing to meet for autographs, and they arrange for them to have a bit of one-on-one time with the guests, which I think you just would not get that at an MCM Comic Con or a Wales Comic Con or an LFC. You wouldn't get it. And the fans like us, Erica, Paul, Andrew, they really, really care about the product they're putting out there. They really care because at the end of the day, they're fans as well. They've organized this amazing convention, but they, to begin with, are fans of this show we all love. And that, Ash has alluded to it, and it will come across in the little interviews I've done. That love of the show, that love of the fans, that love of being allowed to curate these amazing events comes through when you speak to them, when you speak to attendees, the affection the attendees have got for fans like us and the organizers because of the type of convention it is. It really does shine through. What do you think about that, James? Do you agree?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's been a long time since I've been to a convention, but it was maybe even the only one I've actually felt kind of like it was okay to be there. Like I don't want to say I belonged there or anything potentially like that, but I felt totally comfortable around it, even though there were a lot of people there. And I think it was exactly for the reasons you describe. It's just organised by people who understand a lot of the people who go to these kind of gigs, and not always going to, by default, enjoy being in that environment, even though they want to see the people and experience things. So there's that level of patience and understanding, which was understated on the day, but I think, as you say, is one of the reasons why the organisers are so highly thought of and why people keep coming back to that. I'll certainly hope so. Anyway, go back next year. Fingers crossed we can do something else next year. But it's not one I'd think, oh well, I've done that and I don't need to do it again. It's a kind of event where once you've done one, you're looking forward to what's going to come next. So yeah, absolutely fantastic event and a lovely day.
Brilliant.
Ash, anything to add to that?
Well, all I was going to say was that the panels were great as well. Now, to be fair, if you're going to watch this one for watching interviews and panels with the guests, sorry, you're not going to get that. It's going to be more talking about the organizers and maybe a few of the attendees and what have you. And that was really because, to be honest with you, we saw ourselves as staff, and plus we didn't really want to take, and as such, we didn't really want to take time away from the attendees, and we wanted to give them the maximum time with the guests, and also just didn't want to be a bit of a pain to the guests either, really. So there'll be plenty of photos in this particular episode, but not so much in the way of interviews. But maybe next year, maybe we'll prize them away. But the day was fast paced. There was lots of things going on, and there were so many people there, which was great to see. But with that in mind, we obviously didn't want to take any time away from them. We were, apart from the fact we didn't have a lanyard with staff on for all intents and purposes. I like to think we were. So yeah, we're going to have some photos go up. But we had Sylvester there. We had Sophie Aldred there. We had Wendy Padbury. We had Fraser Hines. We had Simon Fisher Becker. Colin Sproul was there. We had Michael Troughton there. We had Andrew Burford, also the stuntman, who I spoke to for quite a while. To be fair, I think he was getting a bit bored of me. And shortly afterward, I did hear somebody say something about somebody needed talking down off the roof. I like to think he was just preparing for a stunt. But no, maybe not. Those are the guests that were there. Should we just run through them again? Let's just have a look. So who was running the panels? I think one of them might be Ed. Who knows?
Well, you never know.
It might have been. So Simon Fisher Becker, I can't think who interviewed him. Was that young Edward Watkinson?
It was some bald bearded Welshman.
Yeah.
Yes, it could well have been my good self, and I think we may potentially put a few photos and a few clips into here, but that will be an episode on its own, I think,
Yeah.
which we will put out in the coming months. But the day started with Paul Carmichael interviewing three people in one. He interviewed Wendy Padbury, Fraser Hines, and Michael Troughton. about their chatted to them about, when, especially Wendy and Fraser, their long career in the acting business. Michael, of his memories of going to visit his dad on set, and then the change really that has been over the years from, when the 60s to now, of the experience of being an actor, which is really interesting. And then they've got an audio coming out next month on Big Finish called Operation Werewolf, which was a lost or unmade, I think James would say to say unmade,
Made, yeah, yeah.
unmade script from the Troughton era, which they couldn't tell us anything about because they are absolutely bound to secrecy. So potentially that's another thing that I don't really need, but will be taking my bank balance lower next month.
You're going to be getting it, Ed. You just are.
I'm gonna, yeah, part to Big Finish's Sylvester final story, and then next month is that, and there's Goth Opera, which anyway, that's me going off on a tangent. We'll stop my tangent then. Then, as I said, some bearded bald Welshman interviewed the rather fabulous Simon Fisher Becker.
Neither of them were
We
painted blue, but
neither of us were painted. I should have painted myself blue, shouldn't I? Really, that would have been hilarious. After that, we had Robin. Was it Robin Ince talking
Yep.
to? Who was Robin Ince talking to? The days are blur.
Well, he chatted with Andrew in the afternoon.
He did.
Didn't he? Yeah. And didn't he also did the Sylvester and Sophie panel, didn't he?
He did,
Yeah.
yes.
So
And
he's a busy
then
man. Plus, he was running
was-
around doing his own documentary, which that'll be out at some point as well. So that'd be nice to see.
that'd be really interesting. No, what was I about to say about the Andrew Burford? Andrew Burford as well. We're recording this the 6th of June. I found out I'm currently having a watch through of Bridgerton. I've never seen it before. I found out Andrew Burford was a stuntman on Bridgerton. It's serendipity. It really, really is. But anyway, I'm digressing as always. These things get me too excited. They do. And yeah, Sylvester and Sophie, and then the last panel of the day was again the lovely Paul Carmichael again interviewing Fraser Hines and Colin Spall together about their combined 137, was it?
Yeah.
Years in showbiz.
I'm not sure is that mathematically possible. I mean, yes, it is mathematically possible,
Yeah.
but I'm not. They don't look old enough, do they? I'm not actually saying that. I'm genuinely, they're if I'm looking as well as they are when I don't want to say when I'm their age. That's bad actually. Let's rewind. But you know what I'm trying to say. God, they were they're looking well.
They are looking well, but you consider, didn't Fraser Hines work with Charlie Chaplin?
He did
at one point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember him telling a story about young Fraser mimicking Chaplin swearing on set at one time. My word. Doesn't time fly?
So that was that. Sylvester, he was fantastic as always. I mean, would you really expect anything less? And of course, he did give us, surprisingly, and I don't think he's ever done this before. He did play the spoons towards the end of the day, and never seen him play the spoons before. Fair play though, he was really funny, and he was there with Mitch Benn, and Mitch Benn was talking to, you can do this on 4, or you can do it on 5, and he's like, "Are you talking to me?" And he goes, "Yes." Well, why are you looking at the audience then? It's just very comical. Yeah, he's just naturally a very comical man, is our Sylvester McCoy, and he's looking very well again, very sprightly. And I hadn't noticed until I watched some footage back afterwards because sort of Sophie and Sylvester sort of were dipping in and out. Well, as were all the guests really, because 1 minute they needed to be in the green room, 1 minute they were needing to do autographs, 1 minute they needed to do that. But yeah, I thought Sophie had actually gone a little bit earlier, but when Sylvester was playing the spoons, which was the finale of the day really, Sophie just popped out the side actually. She just came out the side door. So that was nice. I didn't see it at the time, but she was like, oh, she does look. They love each other, don't they, dearly? They've been with each other so many years now. They do so much together, and I think traveling the world as well to conventions probably at the moment as well. So, bless him. That's a real friendship there. Anyway, I digress. And then we had as well our MC that we got to speak to as well.
Oh yeah,
Reece Connolly.
Reece, yeah,
fantastic. He was a cool dude, wasn't he? I did ask him about his bow tie, which was custom made apparently. So
is it?
Yeah, I didn't really get to find out much more than that because he was a busy man. He was in great demand, but he did come. He to be fair, he did manage to spare some time from his which is incredible, really, because he was holding the whole thing together in terms of, well, at least what the audience saw. I know Erica and that were behind the scenes, but obviously in terms of just making sure he was there at the key times. Otherwise, I would hate to have him to be late and they were like, where is he? Where is he? Oh, he's outside talking to Ed from Bow Ties Sometimes Cool. So we chose our time carefully with him, but fantastic guy and really funny, really funny. My only regret for the day was that I didn't get Sylvester and Sophie to walk off into the distance in the car park and turn left. And as they were doing that, I didn't take a shot of them and then pan up into the sky. There are worlds out there. And have that little, but the end speech from Survival overlaid on it. But apart from that, I guess let's run BT.
Welcome to Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool Live. We are broadcasting from the Who on the Wirral event in West Kirby, organised by the wonderful Fans Like Us. And as you can see, it's prior to the event opening and the hall is just being set up. You can see the stage here where the guests will be talked to later, and all the dealers are setting up around here as well. We'll obviously be talking to some of you later on today, so look out for our lanyards. Speak to you later. So hello, it's Ed from Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool again, and I'm here with Ricky from the Poncho Boys. Morning, Ricky.
Hello, good morning.
We're back. You're back again. We saw you last year, didn't we? At this event. Yeah. What keeps you coming back to Fans Like Us events? What is it about them?
Well, it's for a convention. It's not. It's when you say the ticket price, it sounds a lot, but you get all your your photos and your autographs included in it, and it's always a nice sort of atmosphere. And there's always a good vibe going on the day, and everybody's just lovely.
Wonderful. And what are you looking forward to in particular with today's event?
Oh, I think it's just going to be the fact that Sophie and Sylvester together.
Always good to see.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever been to a convention as well where we've had Wendy and Fraser. We've always usually had one or the other. So it'll be interesting to sort of see them two together at last. Fantastic. For me, anyway.
That's absolutely amazing. Ricky, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Cheers. Hello and welcome to Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool Live again. My name's Ed and I'm here at the Who on the Wirral event with the Queen of Doctor Who fandom, Erica Leah. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning. I just went into a fight. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting us to be our podcasters, and thank you for taking the time out of your very, very busy day to talk to me now. So, tell me a little bit about Fans Like Us events.
Well, they started. It'll be 25 years next year we've been going. We set it up because we used to go to events and we always thought they were a little bit elitist, and it didn't really seem for fans, it seemed more for organisers to mingle with guests. So we thought let's do something different where people can just come and enjoy themselves, and a space where everyone can be themselves and enjoy it. And
I think that's what's brilliant about Fans Like Us events. They feel like conventions used to feel back in the day when we first. It's not a money-making machine. It's done by the fans for the fans.
Yeah, that's
wonderful.
What we like.
What can we expect? I mean, this is very, very timey-wimey because you're probably going to listen to this in a couple of weeks. But what can we expect today, Erica?
Well, I'm hoping that we're going to have some panels, some fun, some laughs, some drinks. and just everyone have a good time and hopefully minimal disasters.
We don't like a disaster, do we? So, brilliant. So, what are you most looking forward to today?
The curry at the end, to be fair, that's always good fun when we can relax. And I'm looking forward to see Sylvester because we've not had him on the Wirral before, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm just looking forward to seeing people, meeting people, and raising some money for Mind.
Erica, that's absolutely amazing. If you see us again in the day, just grab us.
I will. Thanks very much.
Erica, thank you very much
You're
again.
welcome.
Take
Thanks.
care. Bye.
Thanks.
They saved my life.
Don't thank them yet. You might live to regret it.
What are they?
Cybermen.
With Alan Lear. Alan, good morning.
Good morning.
And how long have you been running these conventions now?
Well, Erica's been doing them for about 20 years, and I've been doing them with her for the last 10.
That's 10 years, so long service award.
I'm knackered, yeah.
And this one, it's been, what, 15 months in the planning?
Just over a year. Yeah, we've had a new venue. We've had to relocate because the old one, the disability access, wasn't so great. So we've got an all new look, and we've got all the old favourite guests.
Brilliant, because I remember back in the day, it was Jackrabbit Slims, then it was Hoylake, and now it's here and here. You know, I came in this morning and it's like an old school hall. Flashbacks of being back in school, so it's a great venue. What are you looking forward to most today?
I'm getting a rest at the end, but I mean Sylvester's panel with him and Sophie, that is going to be a highlight, I think. And the stuntman we've not seen before, Andrew Burford, so he has done everything. He's done Marvel and Game of Thrones, Doctor Who, and James Bond, and so I'm looking forward to hearing from him.
Fantastic. Alan, thank you very much indeed. And we'll catch up later. Take care now. Bye.
You too.
Hello, and it's Ed from Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool again, and I'm still here at the Who event having a brilliant time, and we're going to talk to Mr. Paul Carmichael. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Ed. How are you? You all right?
Good, thank you. So we had the pleasure of seeing you doing the panel with Fraser
and Wendy and Michael Trout.
That's it, earlier on today. How did you prep for that?
Well, I always do a sort of a similar thing, which is I write lots and lots and lots of notes and then don't look at the notes at all. But with this one, I thought, well, because we've got Michael has obviously now taken on his dad's role, and Wendy and Fraser have sort of obviously got old Doctor Who together, but Michael revealed that as a 12-year-old, he went and visited set quite a few times, Evil of the Daleks, Web of Fear. So I approached it thinking, all right, what would an average recording day have been? And tried to structure it like that. And I think lots of little bits and pieces came out. For example, I knew that Maurice Barry was a stickler. Wendy Padbury was rather open about what he was as well. You know, he wasn't. But to find these things out is just these little nuggets. It's wonderful.
And you know, anecdotes from getting on for nearly 60 years ago now, and they're still as fresh and new things coming out after all this time.
Yes, it's an amazing thing with this show, isn't it? I think it's got such a rich history, which we all sort of share ownership in that because it means so much. I mean, if I think back, in my case, my earliest memory in life was to be in Christmas time when I was 2.5, and it was Crawler rising from the depths, and it scared the hell out of me. And ever since then, this show has just been this lovely constant. But because it's got that to us, because you've got the backstory and you've got all that stuff, there is so much information there, I think, still to be found. And I think we've got a few little nuggets there, which is lovely.
Isn't it just?
Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely brilliant. And you've been involved with fans like this for how long?
Oh, 7 years now. 7 years. So I think I went along just as a member of the public, and then I said something to Erica that made her think, oh, do you work in theatre? Yeah. And the next year I was stage managing, and the next year I was on stage, and that was it. It's a treat. Because there's that thing is that people say, you know, you should never meet your heroes. Every single person that I've talked to so far is they are genuinely loving, and they've got a love for the show as well. As professional actors, you know that there's a love that they have for the work that they did, and there's a love for the love that we show. And I think conventions like this, it's not a big con, you know, it's just have a pint with Fraser Hines, as we all did last night, that sort of thing. It just brings it gives this wonderful closeness, this wonderful warmth, and it does make you feel like Doctor Who is this family as well.
You know, fans like us events, they make you feel like you're an appreciated friend rather than a cash cow.
Yes.
There's not that here. It doesn't feel like the modern cons. It feels like you're part of a family.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, it's a convention run by fans, and it's made for fans with the fans in mind, and it's absolutely brilliant.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's great stuff.
Brilliant, Paul. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thanks.
Take care.
Thank you.
I'm here with Andrew Jolly. Andrew, how's things?
Going really well today.
Yeah. What's been your highlight of your day so far?
Getting everyone here safely and getting the audience to really enjoy their day.
Because they seem like they're really enjoying it, don't they? How long have you been involved with fans like us?
24 years.
24.
Yeah.
It's the 25th anniversary next year as well.
Yeah.
And what are you most looking forward to from today's event?
The end of the day. Once everyone's had a good time and it's gone without a hitch, and we've been able to smooth out everything that might have been a bit bumpy.
Yeah.
And everyone can go home happy.
Wonderful. And have you always been involved on the organisational side?
Occasionally, a few events where I was just in the audience, but there's only so many times you can sit in the audience and hear the stories at the same time. I like the organisation, the planning, making sure everyone gets the hotels, making sure that water panels run at the right time, making sure that people are on stage when they should be.
And what have you been most proud of over the years as part of fans like us?
It's something that no one will see. It's we get a lot of people that have issues with being in crowds or attending conventions. Try to arrange for people to see their heroes backstage, to get a little one-to-one time, but they'd be too frightened of doing in front of a big crowd.
No, I think
giving that little bit of joy.
I think it is always important to be as inclusive as we possibly can, because not everyone fits in a box.
No.
Yeah. That's amazing. I'm saying that, loving the badge as well.
Thank you. Thanks.
Andrew, thank you very much for taking the time
You're
today,
welcome.
and enjoy the rest of the day.
Great, thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
It's Ed again from Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool. I'm here at Who On the Wirral, and I'm speaking to Daniel. Daniel, how's your day going?
It's going marvellously. I'm really enjoying myself.
And have you been to a Fans Like Us event before?
I have indeed for the last few years. I live in Liverpool.
Oh, so you're a pretty local boy then?
Indeed.
Yeah. And what have you enjoyed most so far today?
To be fair, I always love the panels. There's always something new that comes up, and both the big panels with the companions and the Doctor, very, very good. Sylvester's always a laugh.
He's always wonderful, isn't he?
Oh yes.
Yeah. And the new venue as well. I mean, it's fabulous. I mean, you know, the Hoylake was great, Jack Rabbit at Slim's was great, but this is a step up again.
It's very rarely you get a convention where there is an elevated stage so everyone can see everything.
Most definitely. Yeah.
That makes all the difference.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
Across the void beyond the mind, the empty space that circles time, I see where others stumble blind to seek a truth they never find. Eternal wisdom is my guide. I am the Doctor.
Ed from Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool. I'm here at Who On the Wirral, and I'm talking to North Wales Doctor Who fan group member Endan. So is this your first Fans Like Us event?
Yes, indeed it is, actually. Yes, my first one here.
And how did you find out about it?
Actually, I found I attend the Merseyside group, and also the Manchester group, and recently started the North Wales Doctor Who group. So it was just word of mouth and online.
Wonderful. And we're a bit late on in the day now. What's been your highlight of the day so far?
Oh my God, it's been wonderful. Actually, to be honest with you, my highlight is actually meeting other people, meeting other fans, getting to talk and meeting new people I haven't met before, and just kind of finding out about what they love about Doctor Who. So that's been my favourite thing.
And what do you love about Doctor Who? What is it about for you that makes Doctor Who that one programme that makes it above all else?
I think for me, it's the attachment I had with it as a childhood. My first memories are Planet of the Spiders, the regeneration from Pertwee to Tom Baker, Sarah Jane, and I think it just has this warm place in my heart, really. So, and it's always been with me. It's been my constant companion throughout good times and bad times. So for me, that's what Doctor Who means to me.
And we speak to the organisers here. Erica was saying that it's 24 years of fans like us. It's the 25th anniversary next year. Are you going to be coming back for the 25th anniversary?
Absolutely, and I will be bringing my Doctor Who fan group North Wales contingency with me.
That'd be absolutely amazing, Endav, and hopefully us chaps from both sides will be here to get as well. Endav, thank you very much for taking the time to speak to us.
No worries.
Hi, it's Ed from Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool. I'm here at Who on the Wirral with Mike from Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm very well, yeah. It's been a good day so far.
It's been a great day, hasn't it? Are you involved with fans like us?
Yeah, I've been doing events with them for, I think it was Jack Rabbit Slims back in 2013 was the first one I did.
It's going back away, isn't it?
It's going back some time, yeah.
So and you've been involved always on the organisational side?
Yeah, I literally got brought in at the last minute at that event because they needed someone who could run a soundboard, and I've done that before. So I was like, right, okay, get on that stage. Here's some microphones, put the wires in.
That'll do very, very nicely. And I've been told it's 24 years of events like it's 25 years of fans like us next year. Is there something big coming for the 25th anniversary that you can tell us about?
You're asking the wrong guy, mate. I'm literally low level. You want to speak to Erica or Al about that? Yeah.
So, Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds, what's that all about?
So we're a pop culture comedy podcast, is what we describe ourselves as. It's sit down, stand up. So we talk about the latest in pop culture, movies, comics, TV shows, video games, board games, and we just try and find the funny side of it. And we just talk about what's going on and then just kind of riff from there. We have recurring characters, which are basically just an excuse for me to do bad impressions. And we have a guy who's called John Hollywood. Oh, John Hollywood. And you always have to pitch new movies and ideas to him. We've been doing it for 2012 is when we started. So for 2022, to celebrate 10 years, we decided we're going to go big. And we started doing live shows up in Geek Retreat in Warrington. So we've been doing that with audiences every single month ever since then.
And how's the audience respond to it?
It's great, we don't draw the biggest crowds, not like the amount of people here today, but we have our core audience who come along every single month, and they're a great laugh. And at the end of every show, we have a section called Beyond the 50-Foot Nerds, which is where the audience can ask us any question that's on their mind. It could be, who would you cast as the next Doctor Who? It could be, what do you want for your tea tomorrow? Anything. As long as you've got a question, we'll answer it.
Brilliant. Yeah. And where is that available for people to see?
We're everywhere. We're all over the internet. So you can find us on your podcast platform of choice. We've also got two YouTube channels. One which is like video content that we might put out from time to time, but mainly we've got our podcast archive where you can hear every single episode that we've ever done, going back all the way to 2012. We were on the Facebook. We did have Twitter, but we don't use it anymore. If you want to reach out to us, you'll find us somewhere on the internet. We've obviously got our Patreon page, which you can sign up to for as little as £1 a month. It's a virtual tip jar. We don't do it to make money. And you can find video versions of the episodes, exclusive episodes that we don't put out anywhere else, and any old kind of gumph, really.
Brilliant. Well, we'll certainly look out for that, Mike. Thanks for chatting to us.
Not a problem at all.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will do. Thank you.
Take care now. Cheers.
No worries.
Small human female sighted on level 3.
What are you calling small?
Under a tree. Measurement plant. Reinforcements requested.
Hello, it's Ed from Bow Ties Are Sometimes Cool at the end of a fabulous day at the Who on the Wirral event. I'm here with Rhys Connolly, MC extraordinaire, who has taken us through the day with his witticisms and his wonderful Doctor Who party piece. Rhys, how did you get involved in this?
Erica, who is one of the organisers of the event, she saw a video of me doing my Doctor Who cabaret at a Manchester show that we did last year. She got in touch and said, would you like to come to Who in Hoylake, because it was at Hoylake last year? And I said, yes, of course, absolutely. I'd never done a convention before. That was my first ever convention that I'd ever been to. And it was just great. It was so, so nice. Great vibe, amazing guests, lovely day. So when she asked me again this year, I was like, of course. It's a fab event.
Yeah, I mean, again, I've said to Eric when I speak to him before, they are fans who run events for fans.
Yeah.
It's not a great big corporate money making machine. Lots of events are. It's an event to really, really care about every single person that comes in through that door. What's been your highlight of the day? What have you enjoyed about today? If you could put a pin in today, what you think has made today to you? What's made today special for you?
Maybe it's just because I've seen it literally just like 5 minutes ago, but I do think it is the highlight. It's seeing Sylvester McCoy playing the spoons in the flesh. Because I've seen it so many times online, but I've never seen it in front of my eyes. I feel blessed. I feel like I was part of something special.
I think we're all privileged.
Yes, we are.
Very
We
much
are.
privileged. And next year, 25th anniversary of Fans Like Us. Can you give us an exclusive? Are you going to be involved next year?
I don't know whether they'll have me back or not. Did I say anything offensive this year that would get me banned? I don't think so. Wait and see. I'd love to be involved next year, though, of course.
So watch this space, and we hopefully see Reese at next year's event. Cheers.
Thank you.
Nice one.
Are you threatening me? If so, it is most unwise.
Every time our paths have crossed, I have defeated you.
You flatter yourself, Doctor. In the end, you are merely another Time Lord.
Oh, Davros, I am far more than just another Time Lord.